it's Lynn here. I hope you're having an amazing day. Now in this video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the very common houseplant, Chlorophytum. Chlorophytum comosum, commonly known as the spider plant, which is what it's very commonly known as. And this is the variegated form. There's actually 200 species in the Chlorophytum genus, but the spider plant being the very most common one. And this plant here I've had for many, many years, tons of babies. And as you see, the variegated form has the lovely, beautiful white stripe going right through the middle. And I'll show you my other one. I've got two different varieties of the Chlorophytum comosum here. And this one is the one that has the mostly all green leaves. With sometimes a tiny bit of a white stripe at the ends, but a lot of the leaves are fully green, like this one. And that's just the one that isn't the variegated form, and it's not as commonly seen as the variegated one. But obviously the care instructions are the same. And there's also another comosum that apparently is all white with a green stripe in the middle, but I haven't really seen that one. It's not one I've got myself, but apparently that's another one. And there's also a curly one that's got all sorts of curly, wavy leaves on it as well, which is absolutely beautiful. That might be one I'd like to add to my collection one day. Anyway, this is just going to be a little bit about the care of spider plants. And there are, as I said, there's 200 species in the genus of Chlorophytum, so it's a large, large genus. And this is a very, very, very common house plant. It's brilliant for improving air quality. So if you want a plant to have in your home to improve the air quality of your bedroom or your living room or anywhere, the Chlorophytum spider plant is absolutely brilliant. And guys, it's one of the most easiest plants to care for. Now, what I found good tips with this one, they're very, very commonly, as you see here, often come down with brown tips at the end. And this is a very common thing with Chlorophytum spider plants. And what I have found has really helped, and this is the same that I always say in my cacti and succulents, is since I switched to rainwater, it seems to have sort of gone away. I mean, a common thing is they say when you have the brown tips, it's down to the plant needing repotting. But I haven't really found that's made much of a difference. This is in a very large pot. I find the rainwater seems to have really helped. So sometimes if water can be too hard, it can cause a bit of the dry ends. And obviously down to also the air humidity. If the air in your home is very dry, then that can also cause dry tips. So what you can do is spray the plant with a bit of extra water, preferably rainwater, and that helps to increase the humidity. With these type of plants, they're like a lily. They don't like to be kept too dry, unlike cacti and succulents. So that's a little tip there for you. I'd say that the browning at the ends is pretty harmless, really. All you need to do is just cut them off with some scissors and then just neaten it up a bit. When you have the dry bits here, they commonly, just to give them a bit of a clean up, just pull the old dry leaf away and it comes away easily like that. And that's the best way to keep these plants tidy. I just, whenever I see a brown leaf, just pull it away, like right down to the base. Like so, and that's a good way of just keeping it all looking nice and tidy. Now with the lighting, they often, I mean, unlike a lot of plants, unlike the cacti and succulents, these plants actually do better in semi-light. As you can see here, I've got them in my dining room and they get plenty of light. It's very bright in here, huge, big, magnificent windows, you can see there. So they get loads of light, but they haven't got necessarily all day sunshine. This one here does get a bit of sun when it comes through. It gets a little bit of sunshine, as you can see now. But this one doesn't really get any sun as such, just a very slight bit maybe on the bottom. But it's lovely and green. And I have found in the past with spider plants, if you put them in direct sunshine, while it's not necessarily going to hurt them, they do lose their colour and they sort of go very pale. And if you want to show off the beautiful colour of these Chlorophytums, keep them in a spot that has sort of semi-sun, but they also do perfectly okay in 100% shade as well, as long as they're not in total darkness, obviously. They're a great plant to put on top of even cupboards or anywhere where there isn't the best of light, and they will still thrive. They're brilliant, brilliant plants to grow, very, very hard in all conditions. Now, when it comes to feeding, I like to use good old baby bio, but you can use any type of houseplant fertiliser. I tend to feed them with sort of every month. I mean, I water my spider plant all the time. I keep it well watered. It's not like the cacti or anything like that where you let them dry out in between. Because they have very fleshy, tuberous type of roots, you can let them, if you don't water them all the time, they do sort of go a few days without water. They are quite hardy in that way. But I always prefer to keep them watered, well watered. And every month, in the summer, from spring to summer, I'll give a little bit of baby bio. But any good quality houseplant fertiliser will do. And that's all you need to worry about when it comes to feeding. Now, when it comes to propagating these, I think it's pretty easy. They have little plantlets all along the edges. As you can see here, they come out on little stems, and flowers emerge from the little tiny stems on here, beautiful little white flowers. And I've had this plant in flower many, many times for me. The flowers are only very tiny. They're nothing to really go crazy about, but they're still beautiful to see. And I put links up above to a video that I made of this plant when it was flowering, lots of little tiny white flowers. So links up above to that, guys. Please check it out. And then once the plant flowers, you often find little tiny little plantlets. I'll just show you there. I won't go too close in case I lose the macro, but little tiny baby leaves will emerge from where the flowers are and new plantlets will form. And over time, you get a lovely plantlet like that. And they're so easy to propagate. I mean, they sort of send out roots even when they're on the stems. And all you need to do is pull them off. You can either root them in water, or you can even root them, just pull them off, put them straight into soil, and they just carry on rooting like anything. And as you see there, they often root when they're on the mother plant anyway. So easy to propagate. I've got a lot down here, so what I'm going to be doing is probably potting them up in the summer or so, in the next few weeks, and giving them all away to friends and also to places like the charity shops and that, because they always appreciate free plants. And that's it. So that's a wonderful, easy way. It's so easy to propagate these plant guys. And that's really it, to be honest. That's really all the care instructions. As you say, it's one of the most easiest plants you can possibly grow. So if you're new to house plants and you're looking for something that's really hardy and thrive in, well, not necessarily thrive in neglect, but one you can neglect and not to worry about. Spider plants are really, really good, and you can't really go wrong with them. A great starter plant. And as you say, you have your added bonus in that they also give plenty of, improve the air quality of your home as well. So I hope you found that useful, guys. And I want to send you loads of love, heaps of happiness, and tons of plant power, as always, from Ireland. And until the next video, guys, bye!